I gave him $1,000 today and he spent it, he wouldn't know how to get it back because he never did the work.
Yep.
Right? But when I explained to him, I said, well, you just did that last year. When you took the opportunity, which was the clothes, you had a passion for something, right? You stepped into that passion, your entrepreneurial spirit, which you get from your father and all of that, and your grandfather. That's why I said our history and our culture is important, because if he doesn't understand where he gets it from, he won't understand his thoughts and his instincts. His instincts is not to work for anybody. My son hates structure. He doesn't want, he just wants to do what he wants to do. His instincts come from me and my father, and his grandfather, and all that. But if you don't understand that, he won't understand himself, no matter where he wants to go. You know, he might not even want to do what I do, but if he doesn't understand his instinct, he won't know where to go. That goes back to what I was saying about understanding who we are, right? So now, I explained to him, I said, well, you did what you needed to do with your opportunity. Your passion became an opportunity. You put yourself in a position through the internship, and you created opportunity from there. And from there, your business mind showed you and allowed you to create a hustle out of it. And not even a negative hustle, it was a real hustle, right? And you did it on your own. I didn't tell you to do it. The people didn't tell you to do it. You know what I mean? Or you know that you had the clothes, you charged a certain amount over the price because the price wasn't that much. He charged $5, $10 over the price. Now this is something he's just doing on the hustle, but if somebody would direct it and tell him what he was doing, it would be a consistent and constant hustle, and he could be rich in a few years, right? So the mindset is what has to be cultivated. You guys' mindset is what has to be cultivated. You can be workers, you know what I'm saying, or you can be bosses. You know, when you hear it in our music, like I'm a boss and I'm all of these different things, or you can be somebody who just does the work. You can be an executor, right? There's value in both. If you see it and understand it and able to say, I'm gonna make this opportunity, whatever it is I do, whether I'm an executor or a boss, whether I am one of the people that is working or I'm guiding the people that are working, how I can make money for me. And the mindset is the biggest thing about that. Our mindset, how we change our mindset is what will make us rich or wealthy. Wow. And you know, and then being wealthy is not particularly money in your pocket. You know, we have functions and events that we speak at, or we do, or we have business people in the room and meetings. We actually have them here at Clark University, and one of our speakers said that, you know, being rich or being poor is a mindset. You know, and I always thought I would never have money. I have 15 brothers and sisters. So I was like, I will never be rich because I always got to take care of people, right? But then I was like, but part of that is just changing the mindset and then changing their mindset so that we don't necessarily accept poverty, right? And again, the poverty is not necessarily, I can have 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, you know, whatever saved in the bank. But if my mindset is not there, that money's gonna go away so fast. That money's gonna go like that, it's gonna deplete, and I won't know how to get it back. When you look at Donald Trump, who's been bankrupt 3-4 times, but because he's done it a number of times, he knows how to get back to where he wants to be. It's his mindset that really makes him wealthy or rich or a millionaire. You know, it's, you know, there's a saying that we go through, and you hear, you know, there's a lot of mantras that people throw at you when you're young. And I tell you, don't be afraid of success. I remember somebody told me that. They said, you're afraid of success. I was like, who's afraid of success? That's what we want. No, you're afraid of getting there and going through and sacrificing and doing all of the things that you have to do to be successful. And then one of the mantras that, you know, we speak to, not to a lot of my artists and just people around, we say, if your income, no, excuse me, if your outgo is larger than your income, then your upkeep will be your downfall. Right? So these are little things that we have to, and these are like blanketed things. You know, we hear people say these little things like these just like little mantras that be floating around. We don't really know what they mean. That's a real serious mind. But the overall, that's a simple algebraic equation. You know, you say income, outkeep, upgo, but the whole thing is about mindset, right? I can get all types of money, and if I spend it, then I got to maintain that lifestyle. I'm spinning my wheels. So first of all, we got to, you know, put ourselves in a position. A person told me I have to prepare for wealth, right? Prepare for it. So in this position where we are right now, this is the basic foundations of preparing for it. We are looking at trying to get ourselves, what they say, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and feed our families, take care of ourselves, and have the things that we desire and we feel like make us feel wealthy, whether it's clothes, cars, houses, opportunities. The wealth that I feel is the fact that I'm able to travel the world, interact with people, and constantly create new opportunities for myself. Dr. Kenny asked me, well, what was the things that got you through? Well, my vision. I had a vision. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I just knew what I wanted to do, and I was able to see wealth. I saw what rich people live like, and I saw what wealthy people live like.
One or two questions from myself.
I wouldn't have taken a minute. I don't know what their schedule is.
Getting ready to change course. Come on, don't act like you see it every day. I know you want sports and entertainment management? Here it is right here.
There you go.
My name is Aisha once again. My question for you is, what were the risk factors you faced from college to now? Well, not all of them. The major ones.
Okay. Well, my sister's name is Aisha, so she's right there. The risk factors. I mean, when you're in college, you really your back is against the wall. I don't know what level of risk. When you say what risk did I take? I mean, I had a child when I was 23, so I was still in college, and the risk that I was taking was not being sure if what I wanted to do would get me where I needed to be. That was the first risk, because everybody tells you walk this way, that means, my aunt told me she was top 10 who's who. She used to work at IBM. She was top 10 black corporate women who's who, and she used to be like, you need a skill. You need a skill, you need to get a job in corporate America. My aunt and my mother were two different dynamics. My aunt was, straight business. My mother was a Black Panther revolutionary. So, so I'm going from one household where I'm here, and another household, I'm here. So, and I used to, but I was talking to my aunt, she was like, you need a skill, and I was like, well, I know a lot of people. She's like, having a personality is not a skill. But I was me. When I was young, I was just a personality. I was like, wow. But she was right and she was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I needed to have a focus and an understanding of what it was I wanted to do and make it skillful. To consistently and constantly pursue something, you master it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only master something. I don't know if anybody plays chess in here. When you play certain games, you constantly do the concept of trying to attack a certain position, you will eventually master it. So you have to constantly do it over and over and over and over again. That's what business is to me. Doing whatever the idea is over and over and over again. The risk in it is whether or not it's going to be successful. The only real risk is we apply pressure to ourselves. Now, when we're out here freestyling and it's just us, and we got our parents' money, and we got those types of things, and we got the walls of college. It's cool. When you get outside these walls, and you got to pay rent, and you got to do all those things. You got to deal with your health. And sometimes we just be like, I know the fellas are like, man, when she was saying we need fellas to write better, we don't want to write. We want to do. There's innate sensibility between men and women and how we get out here and we make things happen. We got to get into it. We're conscious creatures. We're creatures of habit, and we can't make it happen. We can't make it happen. And the women, y'all are structured. Y'all are structured, and y'all understand things, and and y'all are meticulous in certain things in very detail. So again, we got to understand ourselves to know. But the risk is usually in not knowing, and the fear of traveling down one avenue so far and it being wrong and trying to figure out how to get back on the right course. If we're strong enough and if we're smart enough, we can start chopping down different avenues at the same time. So while I'm working in this field, I'm setting up other things. We have to learn how to multitask and set up, multiple opportunities for ourselves.
For the interest of time, if you don't have that, there you go. Wear that with pride. Some other parting gifts. Students, two things I want you to do. Number one, I want you to give him a rousing applause. Yeah. And number two, all right, to switch cohorts. We have the other cohort coming in here, and we have our speaker, Mr. H. Jerome Russell. Come on up here and meet your speaker, and we will go ahead and get the second speaker going. Thank you.
Good stuff, huh?
Good stuff, yeah. Good stuff.
How you doing, sir? How are you?
Has a vision from the beginning. If you got time, I'm gonna be. Have somebody walk over the warehouse. I'm gonna be in room 129. 129.
And where hard?
Actually, Miss Blackman, can you walk Chaka to class? Okay, that's my student. So, okay, we'll see you. Hey, what's going on?
My sister Aisha.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Aisha.
I'm sorry.
Annual sales to